Let's take this reading comprehension passage. We will read the passage first and then we will go ahead and take the questions. The passage says war, natural disasters, and climate change are destroying some of the world's most precious cultural sites. Google is trying to help preserve these archaeological wonders by allowing users access to 3D images of these treasures through its site. So, the author says in the first paragraph that war, natural disasters, and climate change are destroying some of the world's precious sites, and Google is trying to preserve these archaeological wonders by allowing users access to 3D images of these sites. But the project is raising questions about Google's motivations and about who should own the digital copyright. Some critics call it a form of digital colonialism. Now, the issue comes as to who should own the digital copyrights of the scanned images. When it comes to archaeological treasures, the losses have been mounting. ISIS blew up parts of the ancient city of Palmyra in Syria, and an earthquake hit Bagan, an ancient city in Myanmar, damaging dozens of temples in 2016, right? In the past, all archaeologists and historians had for restoration and research were photos, drawings, remnants, and intuition. That is how the restoration was done. But that is changing. Before the earthquake at Bagan, many of the temples on the site were scanned. These scans are on Google's Arts and Culture site. The digital renditions allow viewers to virtually wander the halls of the temple, look up close at paintings, and turn the building over. To look up at its chambers, Google and Arts Culture works with museums and other non-profits to put high quality images online. So the author says that Google has scanned these images and it puts it online, and it will allow the viewer to virtually wander the halls of the temple. The images of the temples in Bagan are part of collaboration with SciArc. So there is one more entity here, and its name is SciArc, a non-profit that creates the 3D scanning of historic sites. So it's a non-profit that creates a 3D scanning of historic sites. Google says it doesn't make money off this website, but it fits in with Google's mission to make the world's information available and useful. So Google says it is not making money, but it fits with Google's mission to make world information available and useful. This is what Google has to say. Further going down, we have critics say, now we have the critiques coming in. Critics say the collaboration could be an attempt by a large corporation to wrap itself in the sheen of culture. This is what the critics have say, and author is not the critique. Author is simply quoting the critics. Critics say that the collaboration could be an attempt by a large corporation here, Google. Large corporation here means Google, to wrap itself in the sheen of culture. Ethan Waterall, an archaeologist professor at Michigan University and a member of the Society for American Archaeology, says he's not comfortable with the arrangement between SciArc and Google. Waterall says this project is just a way for Google to promote Google. They want to make this material accessible so people will browse it and be filled with wonder by it, he says. But at its core, it's all about advertisements and driving traffic. So it is all about advertisement and driving traffic. This is what Mr. Waterall has to say. Waterall says that these images belong on the site of a museum or educational institution where there is serious scholarship and a very different mission. So the author says that these images belong on the site of a museum or educational institution where there is serious scholarship and a very different mission. There is another issue for some archaeologists and art historians. So this is one critique, Mr. Waterall, and we have some others as well. SciArc owns the copyrights of the scans, not the countries where these sites are located. So it is SciArc who owns the copyrights of the scans and not the countries where these sites are located. That means the countries need SciArc's permission to use these images for commercial purposes. Erin Thompson, a professor of art crime at John Jay College of Criminal Justice in New York City, says it's the latest example of a Western nation appropriating means snatching a foreign culture. Appropriating basically means taking hold of a centuries long battle. SciArc says it copyrights the scans so no one can use them in an inappropriate way. The company says it works closely with authorities during the process, even training local people to help. But critics like Thompson are not persuaded. She would prefer the scans to be owned by the countries and people where these sites are located. So there are two issues by the critics. One is one critique has to say that the images should belong to images belong on museum and education institution, not on Google. And the other critique says that the the copyright should belong to the country and the people where the sites are located. It should not belong to SIAR. These are the two important points raised by the critics in the last two paragraphs. And in the initial part, we have the talk of the images being scanned and why are they being done and who is doing it and Google's interest, right? This is what the author says. So let's go ahead and take the questions because the passage is very simple and straightforward. There is not much of complication. Google is doing something that has been discussed in the passage, and how the critics are responding to that is discussed in the second half of the passage. That is what we have in the passage. Let's go ahead and take some of the questions so that we can answer. Uh, Question number one. I will just shift this here. Just a moment. This is the question. Now the question says here that in Dr. Thompson's view, SCI-Arc owning the copyright of its digital scans of archaeological sites is akin to. So the author says that in Thompson's view, SCI-Arc owning the copyright of its digital scans is very similar to. So SCI-Arc is definitely owning the copyrights. It is very similar to what? So it is very similar to, and look at this, towards the end, Thompson has come and her opinion has come clearly at the end. It says Irene Thompson, a professor of art crime at John Jay College, says it's the latest example of a Western nation appropriating a foreign culture. Appropriating basically means keeping it with them, snatching, holding on. SCI-Arc says that its copyrights the scans so no one can use them. The company says it works closely with authorities during the process, but critics like Thompson are not persuaded. Thompson's criticism is that a Western nation is taking hold of a foreign culture. That means something similar must come in the option. So let's go ahead and check the options, right? Here we have the four choices. First choice says the illegal downloading of content from the internet. So you might feel that the illegal downloading of the content from the internet. So the illegal downloading of the content doesn't make you the owner of the content. Correct? It doesn't make you the owner. But owning a copyright will make you the owner. So there's a difference between option one and what Thompson has to say. In fact, this is not the view of. I mean, this is not what Thompson's view is similar to, because illegal downloading. See, you might download something illegally, but here the issue is that the digital scans, the copyrights of digital scans are owned by SCI-Arc, not by the people of the country. That means the museum, sorry, that means that means the site belongs to some other country. The copyrights are owned by some other country. So it would be very similar to the seizing of an ancient Egyptian artifact. What is seizing? Seizing means capturing or appropriating, as the word had been used there. Seizing of an ancient Egyptian artifact. So the artifact is Egyptian and it is owned by a Western museum. So here the site belongs to a different country and the copyright of the scanned images is owned by SCI-Arc. Similarly, here you have the Egyptian artifacts belonging to Egypt, but it is owned by a Western museum. So absolutely perfect the way it fits in here. Two is the best choice. Tourists uploading photos of monuments. Again, the problem is you might upload the photo, but that doesn't make that doesn't mean that you have become the owner of the monument or the copyright. So all these go out because they don't have the copyright issue. Third, say digital platforms capturing users data for market. You are capturing data for market research. You are capturing data. You might be doing it with the consent of the user. It is not the same as having the copyrights of archaeological site. They are two different things. So 4 is not the right answer. 2 is the best choice. Let's go ahead and take the second question. Based on his views mentioned in the passage, one could best characterize Dr. Waterall as being. So Dr. Waterall is a critique, correct? Definitely his name has come as a critique of what? As a critique of Google and SCI-Arc's association. So if you want to say Google and SCI-Arc are doing something, and Mr. Waterall is a critique of that. And you know what his criticism is? That the images scanned by SCI-Arc and Google belongs to museums. It belongs to museums and not for Google to place it on its own website. He says that Google's intention is to drive traffic. Correct? That's the word he had used. You can go and check in the paragraph, to drive traffic. And the other thing he says is that the purpose is advertisement. These are the two things. So definitely he's critical of it. So he is critical, he's uneasy, he's opposed, he's dismissive, all look good. Dismissive of lay people's access. Is he dismissive of lay people's access? Lay people means common man. He's not dismissive of common man's access. He is dismissive of Google having that on its own website. He says that you should give it to museums or universities where there is more serious scholarship. Of course, people can go and access it there. People can go to Google, people will go to the site of the museum. But he is not critical or dismissive of lay people's access or a common man's access. One is distorting the information. He is not opposed to the use of technology also. This too is not there in the passage. This also goes out. He is uneasy about the marketing of archaeological images for commercial use by firms. Okay, quite possible. He is definitely uneasy about what? Marketing of archaeological images for commercial use. Now, the point is Google using it commercially? Google has said it is non-profit. In fact, SciArc is non-profit, correct? SciArc is non-profit. And in fact, Google also says that it doesn't want to make money out of it. Google has categorically said here that if you look in this, it says here that it says some critics call it digital colonialism. And if you go here, Google says it doesn't make money off this website. So if it doesn't make money off this website, then how can you say that Google is using it for commercial purposes? When you use something for commercial purposes, it means basically you are making money off it. He is critical about the links between non-profit and commercial tech for distributing archaeology. He is critical of them for distributing archaeological images. But if you say, sir, why not uneasy? Why not commercial use? See, when Google is saying that they are not using it, you can't blame that. I mean, Waterall cannot come and say that Google is using it. Waterall says that Google is using it for advertisement. Advertisement and commercial use are two different things. See, I might advertise in the sense I might promote my own website by giving something for free to you people. But that's a different thing. Giving something for free to some people and promoting the website are, I mean, they're two different things. See, advertisement, correct, and driving traffic is what Mr. Waterall is claiming. Mr. Waterall claims that Google is advertising and it is driving traffic. Advertising and driving traffic are not the same as commercial use of images. So Google says that it is not making money out of it. And Mr. Waterall says in the passage that Google's intention is advertisement and driving traffic. Even if Mr. Waterall's criticism is correct, advertisement and driving traffic is not the same as commercial use of images. So what we are giving in 3 is basically putting Mr. Waterall in the wrong. Mr. Waterall's comment is not about commercial use. Mr. Waterall's comment is about driving traffic and advertisement. A promotion advertisement is the same as promotion. It is not making commercial use of something. So 3 is distorting what is given in the passage. 4 is precisely what Mr. Waterall has to say. He is critical of what the links between what a non-profit and a commercial tech platform for what, for distributing images. Understand, it is not commercially using it but distributing it in a sense that it is allowing people to come and have a link, and he's critical of it, critical in many ways. His biggest criticism is that the images don't belong on Google but on museum site, and that's why he's critical of the links. So this fourth puts the way things are given in the passage, but 3 is basically adding some wrong information which is not there in the passage, because first of all Google is denying commercial use, and secondly Mr. Waterall says Google is driving traffic and advertising its own brand. That is not equal to commercial use. 3 goes out, fourth is the right answer and definitely the correct one. Let's go ahead and take the next question. Of the following arguments, which one is least likely to be used by the companies that digitally scan cultural sites? So now the companies are digitally scanning cultural sites, and which is that company? SciArc. SciArc is the company that is digitally scanning the cultural sites. Now, SciArc is definitely getting criticism from different sources. Now, which of the following is least likely to be used by the companies as an argument? So, out of these 4 choices, which argument SIAR would not give? So, SIAR could definitely say that it is providing images free of cost. So, option 1 would definitely be used by SIARC to defend its activities of scanning. So, option 1 would definitely be used by SIAR because there is nothing wrong in it. It is providing images free of cost, and this argument would definitely be put forward by SciArc, that is digitally scanning the cultural sites. Uh, it enables people who cannot physically visit these sites to experience them. This also is the argument that SciArc can give, and it's a valid argument. It helps preserve precious images in case the sites are damaged or destroyed. Yes, this is also one of the valid reasons. Now, three is looks to be a bit awkward. It allows a large corporation to project itself as the protector of culture. Now, understand this. A large corporation is a large corporation. How can it claim itself to be a protector of culture? See, a protector of culture is not the same as promoter of culture. Culture is not something that has to be protected, because the idea is, see, when you try to become protector of culture, you basically start imposing yourself. Understand this. You know, culture can be promoted. Cultural cannot be protected, because culture is basically bound to change. That is how that is one of the culture is bound to change. Culture evolves. So if someone tries to be protector of culture, that statement, that stand will not go down well with many people, because they will say that who are you to become the protector of culture? You can be a promoter of culture. A promoter is the one who comes and pushes things forward for everyone, but a protector is authoritative. It is imposing itself on cultures, and therefore three is the least likely argument that Sayar would give. 3 is indeed the right choice. Let's go ahead and take the fourth one. Which of the following, if true, would most strongly invalidate Dr. Waterall's objections? Now, Mr. Waterall says that Google is using all these to drive traffic and for advertisement, and we have to strongly invalidate the arguments given by Waterall. Which of the following is that argument? SciArc uploads its scanned images of archaeological sites onto museum websites. So this immediately invalidates Mr. Waterall's argument, because Mr. Waterall says that these images belong to museums and to universities where there is serious scholarship with respect to archaeological sites. This is what he's suggesting. But if SciArc is already doing that, understand, in the passage, Mr. Waterall says that the images belongs to museums and universities, and if SciArc is uploading its scanned images of archaeological sites onto museum websites only, then Mr. Waterall's criticism is nullified, or rather it is invalidated. And therefore, if one is true, then Mr. Waterall's criticism is definitely invalidated, because Mr. Waterall has said that this is the right thing to happen. And if it is already happening, then you are weakening his stand, his objections. All the others go out. There is a ban on SIARC scanning archaeological sites located in other countries. This is not going to invalidate his argument, because his argument is not with respect to what other countries are doing or not doing. Understand this. You have to mark the answer which is relevant to what Mr. Waterall has to object, or relevant to Mr. Waterall's objections. One is relevant to that. The others are not even talked about, and even if you mark them, what has Mr. Waterall's objections to do with 2, 3, and 4? So the relevance is very important, and once you get the right answer, immediately you have to move to the next question. Fourth says Google takes down advertisements on its websites hosting SIARs. Google takes down advertisements on its website hosting SIARs scanned images. Now the problem is that Mr. Waterall's objection is that Google's intention is advertisements. But is Google doing it? Is Google says that it is non-profit. There is no making money through that. So if there is no making of money, that means Google is uploading all these on its website, and maybe there is Google takes down advertisements on its website hosting SIARC scanned images. Now if Google takes down advertisements, then definitely the advertisement was there. If Google takes down the advertisement, that means the advertisement was there. That means Mr. Waterall's objections are verified and not invalidated. So when you say Google is taking down, that means Google is definitely having advertisements. So the objections are verified or validated, but you are asked to invalidate. SIAR does not own the copyright. Owning the copyright and not owning the copyright is not Mr. Waterall's objection. This is Thompson's objection. Mrs. Thompson says that the copyright should be owned by the host country and the people of that country. So Mr. Waterall's objections are not pertaining to the copyright. So 3 also goes out. All of them go out. One is the right answer. The last question. By digital colonialism, critiques of the SIAR Google project are referring to the fact that, what do you mean by digital colonialism? What is colonialism? that some other country, the Britishers came to India, right? And we were the colony of the British. Why were we the colony of British? Britishers came from outside. They came to the country. They plundered the country, took all the wealth with them for their own country. That is what we mean by colonialism. So same happened in Africa. All the European countries, they went to different parts of Africa. So Britain went to South Africa and Zimbabwe. France went to Algeria, Senegal, all these countries. Germany went to its own colonies. And what did they do there? They exploited the country for the benefit of their own country. So British came to India, exploited India, and the wealth went back to Britain. India became poorer and poorer. Same thing is happening by digital colonialism. SCI-Arc comes to the country, scans the images, and the copyright is owned by SCI-Arc, not by the country. So countries where the scanned sites are located do not own the copyrights, and that is what you mean by colonialism. Look at this. It says here the images of the temples in Bagan are a part of a collaboration with SCI-Arc, a non-profit that creates the 3D scanning of it. Google says it doesn't make money, but it fits Google's mission to make the world's information available and useful. So the scanning is done by SCI-Arc, and Google is hosting it. See, there are lots of problems with option 4. First of all, before the scanning, you are getting the permission of copyright. You have to first scan and then you will have the copyright. So SCI-Arc and Google, first of all, Google is not doing the scanning. So this is the first error. Secondly, SCI-Arc and Google have been scanning images without copyright permission. Now the copyright permission will come only with the person who has the original copy. But the original copy is with these people. So if these people have the original copy, then how can the host countries give the copyright permission? The person who has the copy will give the copyright permission. So fourth is distorting everything. It is not fitting in logically. One is the best choice.